Hi guys, I'm back again with another tutorial. Today it's going to be something more natural, nice and glowy and bronzy, nothing too overboard. Something that's really simple and hopefully really easy for you guys to do. I'm going to jump into the tutorial right now and I hope you guys watch. So I'm going to start out using my NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in Chocolate. This one's really easy to use if you're just trying to find like a quick way to fill in your brows. So I'm not too worried about getting a little bit messy with this brow mascara. I'm actually going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape and shape my brows. I'm going to just use the Shape Tape underneath the brows. I won't use it on top because it is lighter. I'll actually use foundation later on to shape the top of my brows. So now I'm going to go in with some eyeshadow primer and I'm going to prime just the lids since I already brought the concealer down to the crease. While my eyeshadow primer is setting, I'm going to apply my face primer. That way my face primer has some time to set into my face. The eyeshadow primer was from Smashbox and so is my face primer. They have my favorite eyeshadow and face primers. So now I'm going to take the concealer, just take a little bit and apply it to my lids. And then I'm going to blend this out. So now I'm going to use my MAC eyeshadow in Brule to set the lids and the brow bone. This will keep the concealer from moving and help absorb the oil throughout the day, like if you have really oily lids. So now I'm going to use my IT CC cream. It has SPF 50, which is great if you're out in the sun. It's pretty full coverage, so it will cover like any blemishes, anything like that up. It definitely helps with the hyperpigmentation in my face. I'm using the color light. I probably would fall between fair and light, honestly, but light's a little bit darker and I'd rather be a tad bit darker than lighter. And then I'm going to use their miniature version of their number 101 foundation brush. This makes a perfect application for the CC cream. So I'm just gonna dot it onto my face. And I love using this foundation when I know I'm gonna be out in the sun. And it's nice and hydrating. If you're oily, I would definitely recommend using primer and powder with this. I use powder with it anyways, even though I'm not super oily, just to help throughout the day, just in case I do tend to get a little bit oily. So what I'm doing is I'm just dabbing it into the skin instead of swirling it around. That way it kind of packs it in a little bit better. So now I'm going to go back and shape the top of my brows with the foundation. See how nice and glowy that is on the skin. A weird fact about this foundation is, I guess it's not really weird, it's in a lot of products, is it's got snail slime in it. I guess they harvest the snails and they use their slime and they put it in the stuff. So I think that's why it's like so hydrating and glowy looking. It's supposed to be like really good for like anti-aging products. Interesting, right? So now I'm going to take my Shape Tape from Tarte and I'm going to highlight my face. And I'm going to use use a beauty blender to blend this out. I'm going to set the concealer with the NYX color correcting powder in Banana. So this one's actually really nice. I can actually get away with just using the Banana and not having to mix in like a translucent, because sometimes the yellow colors tend to be a little bit too yellow. So I can actually get away with just using this. Now I'm going to use my Smashbox Photo Filter powder foundation, and I'm using number 1, and I'm just going to go through and set the rest of my face with powder. I like this one because it's not super dry on the skin, so you're able to set your foundation with it even though it's a foundation powder. I just use a very light, I just do like a very light application. And I'm also just going to press this into the skin. I'm not gonna swirl it around or do anything too intense. The only reason why I'm swirling it around right now is I'm not really swirling it, I'm just kind of dusting off where I was using the banana powder. Now I'm just going to curl my lashes really quick. So I'm going to do mascara. I'm using the Smashbox X-rated mascara. Hopefully this time my neighbors don't decide to move furniture around and scare the shit out of me. Or I'm just gonna do it myself. I don't even need anybody to scare me to mess up my mascara. So a good tip for this is let it dry and then try to get it off. Usually what I do is I just use my concealer brush. But you want to make sure it's completely dry or else you're just gonna smear it everywhere. So I'm just gonna let this little guy dry, and then I'll show you guys how I take it off. Pretty easy once it's dry. Before I move on, I'm just going to use my Joy Essential Lip Enhancer. I'm just gonna put that on so my lips are nice and hydrated by the time I'm ready to put my lips on. Sometimes I just like to use this by itself. It's nice and hydrating. So I'm gonna try to get this little mascara splotch off. So I'm just gonna take my concealer brush. I try to wipe some of the product off of it. I'm just gonna like go in and flick it. You can see how it's just like crumbling off. Hopefully. Let's just zoom in so you guys can see. It's like magic. So this did kind of take some of the concealer and eyeshadow off. I'm just going to go back in with some more eyeshadow and just kind of cover it up. But it's better than the mascara smearing across my whole eye. I'm actually going to go in with a little bit, just a tiny bit of concealer. Just dab it in. Just fix that problem. I'll go back in with some more eyeshadow just to pat it on top so it sets it. Adds a little bit more color to it. So I'm going to contour my face now. I'm going to use the Tarteist Pro Glow palette. I'm using Sculpt, which is the powdered contour color in there. This one's just really nice and light. It's not anything too crazy. That's why I like it. It gives like a nice natural look without it being too overpowering. I am gonna bring this up onto the forehead. I've been liking this look a lot. It makes me look more warm and bronzy. I definitely need some bronze in my life. I'm just going to take a blending brush, like an eyeshadow blending brush, and I'm going to contour my nose a little bit. Nothing too crazy. So now I'm going to use the brush that I used to set my concealer. I'm just going to go over these areas that I contoured just to make sure that everything's blended in. There is no excess powder on this brush. It's just whatever powder is still on the brush will help kind of blend everything in without it being, to keep it from getting too dramatic. So you can see it just added a little bit of bronziness to the face. Now I'm going to go in with some blush. I'm going to use, like I've used this in a few videos, the blush Subtil and blushing Tresor from Lancome. This is like a nice natural looking blush. It has a little bit of glow to it too. And now I'm going to go back in and add some glow into the face. Because I'm liking this more bronzier look, I'm going to use Lit and Fire from the Tarteist Pro Glow palette. I'm mixing them both together on the brush. And I'm just going to do like the high points of my face. If you watch some of my previous videos, you probably know I don't like to be super glowy, like super glowy. I like a little bit of like a natural glow. So what I do after I put on the powder is I just take my beauty blender and I press it into the skin. That way it creates like just more of a natural glow. Presses the powder more into the skin that way. It's not super dramatic. For the lips, I actually got this lip from Generation Beauty. It's from the Balm and it's called Meet Matte Hughes. And the color is Committed. So this looks like it's like a nice nudie pink color. We'll see when it goes on, because who knows what it's gonna be like on. I actually feel like this has like a lip plumper or something in it. It smells very pepperminty and my lip is starting to tingle. I'm gonna look this up in a second. This is a nice pretty color. Not too bad. Let's look it up. Let's see what's in here. So it does have a vanilla mint mix in it. So that's probably why it smells very minty. So to top everything off, I'm just going to use my Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. And this is it. So this is the final look. I just wanted to do something that was nice and bronzy and glowy, very simple, something that's like really easy to put on for the summertime, especially like with it being so hot. I know I don't really like to put on a ton of makeup and then go outside. So I thought this would be kind of like easy to do, something that's definitely keeping the skin a little bit more hydrated. If there's any other videos that you guys want to see, you can leave it down in the comments below. If you have any feedback, leave it down in the comments below. If you like the video, thank you so much, and definitely subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'll be doing some more videos. I have some more coming up. And thank you guys so much for watching. You can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter under the same handle name. So go find me on there. I post a little bit more frequently on Snapchat and Instagram. So I will see you guys in the next tutorial.